Okay, we are working on a 2013 Chevy Impala. The procedure on getting this radiator out is a little different, and I just thought about shooting a video. I completely forgot, and I don't know why my camera's not adjusting. Oh, there it goes. I ended up having to take apart extra things. On the 05 to 011 Chevy Impala, you could just pull the battery out. On this one, you got to actually take these little small 11 millimeter tin bolts. Take those off, and that way the fuse box can move to the side. The upper radiator hose has to come off in order to pull the battery out of the battery tray area. And I even moved the battery tray, removed it. So I'm just going to reassemble it, and that way it'll give you an idea on what to do to get yours out. This is a 2013 Chevy Impala. What size was the engine? 3.6, and there's a factory sticker. So there is a little more things that you have to get out, but it can be done. Not that difficult. And let us do it again. Let us reassemble it. So first, I got these rubber bushings. I'm going to install them at the bottom. There and over there. And then on this condenser, it's a little bit easier to take it off than the 05 to 11 one. This one, you just lean the radiator forward, and you can see two slip-on clips on each side. So here's my radiator. Gonna start putting that in. Okay, as you can see, I got the radiator in. I got it plugged into those rubber rivets, or those rubber bushings. And this is what I was telling you. You just tilt it forward, and you can see down there where the clips go on the back of it. I'll show you what it looks like on the old one. Here's what these clips look like. So you just got to lift the condenser up enough where it's going to go into those square holes. And then when both sides get in there, you just slip it down and it'll catch on each side. So we're going to attempt to do that. Not on video because I can't do it with holding the camera and putting it in. But I will show it that it's together. Okay, now you can obviously see that they are bonded together. That way there won't be no vibration. All you do is just push it back. And next we'll be doing that lower transmission line. Just gonna pop it in there. First I have to get how to pull the whole transmission plug off the bottom, because it's kind of hard to get to pull that little clip ring out. So the clip ring's already installed in the new radiator, and so you're not going to need it. Now that we have that line where you could pick it up and get to it, we're going to pull that little clip out, pull the fitting off, and then that way on the new one it just pops right in. And so let me get to that, and I'll demonstrate how they just pop in. Okay, I was able to get the fitting off. You can see there where that clip ring goes. So just toss that to the side, maybe screw it on back to the old radiator if they want it. And now what we're doing is we're going to take this line, and it goes into that hole right there. You're going to hear it clip in there. Okay, and then you pull out a little bit to make sure it's in. And this one is in. You get this plastic deal, pop it back on so the clip won't come out. And we are good there. Next, we're going to have to put the... let me see. You want to think about that? Okay, now next, this pipes right here are smog pipes. There's some kind of smog sensor. You see the smog pump down there. One end, which one is it? The lower one plugs into this sensor deal up here. The upper one plugs down there into the actual smog pump. And over here, if you can see, I'm going to position the camera where you can see it. There's a 15mm bolt that goes right there on the head. And you can see when I move the bracket where it's attached to, that's 15mm. That has to be taken out so that you can move these pipes up into the side. And there's going to be a little tension on it because maybe I should have took this off, but I didn't. And it wouldn't be in the way. And it's pushing on these relays right here. So maybe you should just reposition these temporarily. But I just left them where they're at. And so now I'm going to pop this hose on the smog pump. Okay, you can hear it snap, and it snaps pretty good, so there's no mistaking that it's connected. And then we're going to do this one next. You can hear that one snap in. So now I'm going to install that 15mm bolt. I'm not going to do it on video, just going to do it. That way we can go on to the next step. Oh, here, I'll show you what the bolt looks like. 15mm bolt. It's pretty long. So we're going to stick that in there and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, apologies, I made a mistake. We have to disassemble that again. So if you're watching the video first, don't put this piece on first. Put the electric fans in and leave them in there loose so that you can move it around. Because I was trying to stick it in and the bottom end of the fans were kind of rubbing on the actual radiator, so we didn't want it to do that. As you can see, there's no fins that are pressed in, still looks brand new. We just didn't want to damage it while we were installing the fan, so let's get those pipes back off and get the fan in there and then put the pipes back on. Okay, got the electric fans in, not connected yet, but they are screwed on. Two 10mm screws, one on this side and one on this side. Now we're going to put these brackets up here, which is these. One goes here, just push it down. These are the 10mm bolts to it. There is a middle bracket that just holds the condenser and everything together. You're just supposed to pull it out, pop it on right there. Bolt goes here. So that way it just holds everything together. Sorry. So we're going to just put that bracket and this bracket back on, mount it so there won't be no more rocking of the radiator. Okay, as you can see, we got the radiator fans back in. Now everything's nice and tight and stable. We got the pipes back on it, 15mm bolt right underneath the head right here. Here we can show you where it's at. See it right there? 15mm bolt takes that bracket and releases these hoses. And there's no coolant coming out of these hoses because it's a smog tube. They're smog tubes, I guess. And it's connected to that smog pump down there. Next, we're going to put the lower radiator hose on. And I recommend using hose clamps and not these factory clamps because they're hard to get to when you have the correct pliers, and it's easy just to tighten it up with a clamp and you'll know it'll be tight. So I'm going to go on and put the lower radiator hose next. Okay, we got the lower radiator hose on. You can see where my clamp is right there. It looks like a chrome dot right there. That's where you want to position it. That way you can remove it and replace it anytime you want. You can see where my other one is down there. Much easier to tighten that with brand new clamps than it would to try to wiggle those stupid tensioner spring-loaded tension clamps. So now we get that on. I also got the upper radiator hose popped in and the plastic cover that goes over it. That plastic cover, what it does, it does not allow the clip to back out to release that hose unless you pull that plastic piece off first. Next, I'm going to plug in all the fans wiring. You can see I got it hanging over there. I'll let you see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, all the electric fan wiring's all plugged in. It's plugged into all the little holes that the little plastic hooks or straps connect to. So all that is plugged in. Next, we're gonna put this back on it. This goes from the air cleaner to the smog pump down there. So we're gonna pop that in.